So, in 1846, brothers George and Jacob Donner raised money and supporters to lead an expedition over the Sierra Nevada mountains to go and make themselves rich in the California gold rush. Now, the main way to get there is the California Trail, a long trek that takes months to complete, but it is well established, populated with towns along the way, and most importantly, it is reasonably secure and safe. But the Donner brothers want to beat the other expeditions heading to California to get into the gold as quickly as possible. So they decide to lead their party down a little known shortcut called the Hastings Cutoff, which promises to shave about 400 miles off the total trip. Now, this is very appealing to the Donner brothers because timing is everything in a gold rush, and if you want to maximize your profits, you need to get to the gold while there is still lots of gold to get. So they decide they're willing to risk everything and everyone to get that gold ASAP. But the shortcut in reality is a nightmare. It is far worse than it appears on the map. Steep, rough hills that are very hard to climb, thick, ancient forests that they have to slowly hack their way through, and even desert salt plains that deplete their drinking water and food supplies in mere days. The party falls deep behind schedule and doesn't even reach the mountains until October 1846. And then it begins to snow. But the gold still calls to them, so they decide to cross the mountains anyway. They whip the horses and oxen as hard as they can to beat the winter over the mountains. But they don't get far before the malnourished and mistreated animals begin to die of hunger and exhaustion. Now trapped in the mountains as winter approaches, the Donner Party, already low on food and with no serious provisions for the winter survival, begin to eat the dead and dying animals. And then, with nothing else to sustain them, they begin to eat each other. The Donner brothers themselves are among the first to die and be eaten. The entire party breaks down into barbarism and begins to cannibalize itself. Literally. Less than half the people who followed the Donner brothers into the mountains would survive until the spring, and none of the broken and traumatized survivors would ever find their gold in California. The pursuit of gold blinded the Donner brothers and their followers to the fact their expedition was doomed months before the final disaster struck, with every ominous sign, misfortune, and warning of ruin and death being totally ignored for the promise of riches. Their desire for fortune and gold overruled thoughts of their own safety, the survival of the group, and even common sense. Following those greedy, arrogant fools was a predictable disaster right from the start, and if they hadn't been blinded by their own gold lust, they would have clearly seen that nothing lay down that path but their own annihilation. But now, imagine how bad it would be if we let people like that lead an entire society. Something to think about.